Yes, bad bitch, which bad bitch, Joan Jett.
Ugh, you are a snob and a half.
Like a boss, like a hot boss.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Fierce Chats. My name is Sasha, and if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. It's definitely a really great way to support the channel. The algorithm, it helps the algorithm. So leave us a comment. And today I have a very special guest with us today. Courtesy of Kay, aka Miss Kendra.
Hello.
Hi, babe. How are you?
Good. It's so good to see you.
I haven't seen you in forever, but I know we've been talking. You know, yes. I'm always talking to you and seeing what's going on. How you been?
I've been good. How about you? Newlywed?
Man, newlywed.
Got that bright glow on you still.
Gee, thank you. Thank you. No, the wedding stressed me out.
Really?
I wasn't even me for real last year. I'm not even going to lie to you. I felt more of myself like, maybe like a week before our wedding, I started to settle down a little bit, but the nerves were the craziest thing I've ever experienced in life. For real. But anyways, girl, we're going to hop into the show. We're going to break real quick for a commercial, and then we'll be right back.
All right.
All right, so Kendra's got the iconic fashion game, Toot It or Boot It.
Yeah.
But we're going to put a little spin on it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
And then you tell me whether it's a toot or a boot.
All right.
All right, girl. Night out with your girls or a solo trip to Mexico?
The solo trip to Mexico is a toot. I love y'all, friends. Love you dearly. But if you know me, you know I value my alone time.
Yes.
So the solo trip to Mexico, toot, for sure.
Okay, girl. Mm-hmm. All right. I see that. I'm very scary. Really? So a solo trip to Mexico, quite frightening.
Girl, share your location and keep it pushing.
Okay, I heard that. Look, resolutions immediately. Yes. Okay, would you rather have a rewind or a pause button for life?
Ooh. I think a rewind.
Ooh, why you say rewind?
A rewind. I would go back and tell some people that I've lost that I miss them a little more, love them a little more.
Yeah.
Just going through like the year that I had last year, I would probably reevaluate some relationships, friendships, just some of the things that I've said or done. You know, just like a rewind to kind of go and clean those things up.
I feel that.
But I almost want to say pause because you know the things that you do help to elevate you and grow you. So, no, I'm going to still say rewind.
Rewind.
Yes.
Okay. A man with his own car and a good paying job, or a broke man that live with his mama. That's really
That's like a self-explanatory. the man with the good paying job and the car is always going to be a toot.
Okay.
What's wrong with him?
Would you rather have an unlimited supply of money or never speak to anybody you never know again?
The unlimited supply of money is a toot, for sure. My ignore game is crazy, so we don't even have to worry about that.
I heard that. Virgo's all here blocked. Never heard of you. Mariah Carey, who are you?
The Aquarius in me just cannot. Okay. I'm just like, baby.
No, thank you.
Before, you know?
I feel that. Okay, last one.
Okay.
A fine-ass man with a small penis or a medium ugly with a big slime girl?
Medium ugly.
Medium ugly?
Baby. With the baby on, okay? Please and thank you.
I am dead. All right, y'all. Let's get into the mess.
And we're all dating the same man.
We've been together 6 years. He slid in my DM on Facebook.
And she slid in my room after that. I never feel like one female can amount to everything that I wanted. Whether she can cook and clean, but she couldn't have sex, or she can cook, clean, have sex, but she didn't know how to be there financially.
We knew nothing about poly, and we tried it, we liked it, we started doing more research, and it just kind of went from there. We really don't have jealousy and insecurity issues. We always uplift, especially within the women. We always uplifting one another.
So like before I met them, like I was a single parent, and it was like real hard on me, but just meeting them and them meet my son, like it's got 10 times better.
It's going to be hard to be in a poly relationship if you do have a lot of insecurities and if you're a jealous person. So you won't be able to do it because it'll break you mentally. Poly is great when it comes to household chores. One person might be cleaning the kitchen. One person might be cooking. One person might be doing the kids' hair or helping the kids with homework. You just get a lot of help.
They're benefiting and they're grasping and they're gaining a lot within just being into the relationship.
With the right people, you would never want to go back. It's going to be hard to go back to being monogamous. Why make my life harder when I can have it
Especially
easier?
with the right people. It comes in all forms and shapes and sizes.
Okay, girl, I'm really not commenting on whether or not I feel like polygamy is appropriate to each his own. Okay, I feel like, honestly, I feel like more and more for relationships, we're moving away from monogamy.
I know.
We are moving away from that. It is not like the gag. And I'm trying to figure out what in the world is going on.
The ancestors are screaming.
So do you feel like, okay, in your opinion, do you feel like this generation is just hates commitment? Do away with it. Bye. See you later.
Okay, for example, so I went to Mexico recently, and one of my little cousins, she's 24, and I asked her, I'm like, do you want kids? She's like, no, I don't want to spend my money on anything. And I'm like, okay, so do you want to get married? She's like, no, I don't want that type of commitment. And it made me think, like, this is really how it is out here. You know, we're kind of like in the little generation gap kind of before that,
between,
you know,
yeah,
just a couple of years. But it's just so different because even the guys who are like in their 30s are like, yeah, I don't see it for you, sis. Not when I can have her, and her. And they're cool with me living my life how I live it, you know? It's hard.
I mean, I think overall to try and maintain, like, just think about it. Even if we're not talking about relationships, we're talking about relationships, but talking about like between a man or a woman or whatever your preference is, friendships. It is hard to maintain talking to a lot of people, checking on them, and making sure they're good.
Yes.
I just don't see how having a polygamous relationship, you can equally make sure all your partners are good and you get soul fulfillment from that. That's something different.
There's no way.
There is no way.
Be clear. A lot of these guys, baby, you don't have money like that. You don't have money like that to afford like how, you know, the traditional umbrella of polygamy is.
Good heavens. This is facts.
Yeah, the rule is like, or at least from what I've been told in like the Muslim community, if you have multiple wives, one wife can't have more than what your other wife has. Like if your one wife has a Benz, the other one has to have a Benz of the same kind, and so on and so forth.
That's not happening.
Yes, like nobody can have more than the other, and like it's human nature. You're gonna like somebody more than you like another person,
right?
You know, it's just you're not gonna have the same feelings for one person as you would another.
Good point.
So regardless of time, whatever, it's just how is this an equal thing where all parties involved are satisfied?
That's interesting you say that because just based off of what we just saw, we know they ain't getting equal Benzes.
No.
They seem to have coordinated white tank tops or whatever they had on. That was cute. And I'm sure they all get 2 packs of noodles. That's what it looked like.
Yes. They're all pulling out the same pack of Hanes wife beaters.
Good heavens. Ooh. So here in Atlanta, babe, you know, dating and things like that. Is this the kind of behavior that we're seeing? Like, what is going on with the men? What is your experience right now dating in Atlanta?
So it's Friday and I'm sure they're closed, but Monday I'm going to sign up for a nunnery. Because
why?
It's just been so wild out here, Sasha. Like,
I don't like that.
It's hard. Like, I think that I am intelligent. I'm beautiful. You know, I have my own stuff. I don't live with my mama. You know? And it's like, you meet me and you want to play. And I'm not even giving off that vibe that I want to play.
Right.
Why?
I really don't get that, Kendra, because honestly, when I first met you, I remember coming over to your apartment, and this was like not too long after I had graduated college. And at that point, I wasn't really thinking about life for real. I didn't even think about adulthood for real. I just was kind of being every day. Came to your apartment and it was cute, set up nice. I think you had a dog, right? Did you have a dog? A little dog? I'm like, at the time, I was just like, wow, I didn't know where we were going. She was like, we're going to go with one of my friends'
That
house.
was her apartment.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's how I met you. I met you through her, but we're not going to say that. Yes, that's how I met you. Through her.
I know. Why
Yes.
not?
No, I didn't.
We came back to
her place, but I'm trying to think. That was a crazy
So then
night.
you came. It was a crazy night.
Yeah, so forgive
And we
us.
all forget. Like, yeah, let me get back. Because I was like, how many? It was like 6 years. 6+ years ago. 2 years ago. Let me age myself. Oh, what? It was okay. So she brought me.
Yes, so
that was
her
her apartment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you came over.
Yes.
Well, you was cute. I know that.
Thank you.
And I know I followed you on Instagram, and I know I ain't got out of touch with you since then.
Right.
I was like, where am I at for real? You know, my memory be weird. But I do know when we went to the club today that night, the men there were, honestly, truthfully, I was like, I'm good. On the whole interaction, I was straight on it.
Yeah.
I really wanted the guys while we was there at the club. I don't know. Sometimes you can peep my attitude, sometimes not. I'm very 10 or 0.
Yeah.
I'm very
you are
big energy, energy, or don't speak to me.
Yeah.
And one of the men was like, at that time, I'm still figuring out how people move around. And he was like, hey, pass me that bottle. I like literally had a bottle, was like pouring a shot. You know, when you invite girls to a section, you can have a shot. And he was like, give me the bottle. I was like,
okay.
And that was Atlanta some time ago.
Yeah.
And you're telling me it's consistent.
It's worse. It's worse. The men out here are just such pretty. Remember the game Pretty Princess?
And good heavens.
They are just such little princesses. They want you to call them, text them, do all these things, tell them how much you miss them. Oh, this, that, for them to ignore you. So I'm not doing it. We're just not going to talk. And that's why I am single. That's why I'm single.
Cash Doll said, who the princess? Okay, what do you feel like is what is the real reason then? Why men can't really choose one partner? Or not all men, but why some men are struggling with that? Or not even men, just people
in general. What I think is that the bar is, honestly, it's in hell. A lot of people, it is. I think people want to be in relationships so bad, where a lot of women, it's more specifically Black women, like I can speak to us and y'all not going to like what I have to say.
Say it.
But a lot of women, we want a Black man so bad that we're willing to settle for their bullshit.
Good Lord.
Because you just want that idea of like Black girl, Black guy, Black family.
Yeah.
And it's just so beautiful. And that's just not the case, baby. Because they're not your granddaddies. They're not your fathers. You know, they're not on that same type of time. They can't even change a tire.
Good. You know what? You're actually right. Because before I met my husband, and the thing is, before I met my husband, I was on a whole spiral, a whole bunch of different people. I'm not even saying that I didn't interact with people that I enjoyed. I just knew that we're not really on the same page doing the same thing.
Exactly.
And the same page doing the same thing. And I was just like, I'm looking around, I'm seeing what's going on here. And maybe, I guess I was a little bit naive at the time, but like a guy that I was kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't even say dating, but somebody was like, hey, you'll come over, you know, I'll bring you some food or whatever. The food was some wings, child, nothing serious.
Yeah.
Brought me over some wings or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a little late. But I'm a people person. So I wasn't naive enough. I mean, I guess I was naive at the time, but I was just like, okay, you can come over at midnight, but I'm really not. Yeah. I really was like, I'm not, you know what I mean? We've all, okay.
We've all been there. Yeah, girl, please.
Girl.
12.
That's
early.
Okay. And that's what I'm like, I'm gonna keep it cute. He come over, he was like, you know what? I gotta go get something. And I was like, okay. Cool. He was like, oh, nah, you know what? I actually wanted to spark up my hookah and get some like hookah coals or whatever. And I was like, you know what? There's actually a smoke shop not too far. It should still be open. Because at that time I lived in the city, right in the city. So everything was still open still. And he was like, okay. He was like, I'm going to go get us some hookah coals. We're going to vibe and I'll be right back. And I was like, bet. Never came back. Never.
What?
Never came back.
Girl, you gotta love it. You have got to love it. Love it.
I was like, first of all, Sash, as soon as like maybe like an hour passed or something like that, you know.
Get lost?
After like, I'm like, let me give this man space to do whatever. Maybe he got something to eat. Maybe he got some gas at one, just
at one,
just trying to figure out, pull at straws. Never came back, and we never spoke again. The thing is that I wasn't really hurt by it. I wasn't hurt at all. I was just like, I just felt dumb as hell.
Yeah, like, what did I do?
What did I do for real? Yeah. And to your point, for me at the time, I'm a boss bitch. I'm living in the city. This is my apartment. Sure, you can come over at midnight, but I was more so exercising my freedom and being able to tell somebody you can
come over. Come over. Exactly.
Versus him thinking I got whatever it is that's going on. I don't know, girl. I really don't know. You're saying you're going into nunnery on Monday. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what is the quality of men that we have here in Atlanta? I mean, just the interactions you've had.
That I've had, I honestly have not met anybody over a 5.
Good heavens.
I'm not joking. I don't know. And it's to the point where, like,
this is awful.
I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but it is hard dating in Atlanta. Even if you have your person. Like, I came out of a very long relationship. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was just, I wanted to kind of take it slow. Mm-hmm. First date I went on, he picked me up, he dropped me back off and was like, you're not going to invite me upstairs. And I'm like, sir, I just met you. Like.
Invite you upstairs?
You want me to invite you?
Why am I inviting you upstairs for, sir? It's a first date.
I could rob you.
Okay, period.
And they don't think about things like that. Like, I'm not going to, but they don't think about things like that because I think everything is just so sexually driven, and which is cool. Like, sex is cool when you're having it with a person who you trust, who you feel comfortable with, who you can be, free with. Right. Not just, baby, I just met you 2 days ago.
But you said something that was like, ooh, when you said in regards to Black women wanting a Black man and having the Black family and settling or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. When I was finagling and going through different stuff, I started to give every Tom, Dick, and Harry a chance because I really, at that point, I'm pulling at straws.
Oh, baby, I've been on a date with a white guy, a Turkish guy.
How was that?
So the Turkish guy, he kind of did something similar. Like, we went on a date. It was a good time. He, I'm going to call you. I haven't heard from him since, and that was like a month ago. And he was cool. Like, we had a good time. I thought the date was going good. We had very great conversation. The white guy, we went on a date, and 2 weeks later, he walked right past my job with another Black girl who had my same kind of aesthetic.
Oh,
so
fetish.
He has a type, a fetish.
I hope it's a type and not a fetish.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I had dated a white guy. But you know what? I dated a white guy after I was like, I'm done with Black men.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I said that. I was like, I'm done with Black men.
No, it's like that.
I literally said that.
You will get there sometimes, especially when you compare it to past experiences.
Yeah.
Or the relationship you have with your father, the male figures in your family, the strong male figures in your family.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Let's be clear.
But I think that we, as Black women, we want that experience. You look at your mom, you look at your aunt, just whatever, and it's like, oh, I want that. But the quality of the man, I'm not gonna say everybody, but I haven't come across that.
Good heavens.
And I know that I got my shit together. So if I'm not meeting anybody of quality for real, even when I'm in certain arenas, because I have a type. I have a type. So even in those different arenas, you're meeting guys and they're like, well, I have a wife, come on. Or I'm not trying to be girl.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a wife, come on.
Mm-hmm. She knows, come on.
Oh, she knows, come on.
She's fine, come on. And it's like, why are you married?
I personally don't get that. For me personally, when I was in, like I said, I had went and I was like, I'm done with Black men. I'm gonna go date a white man. Dated a white man, but my there's no issue with that. I had no issue dating outside. I'm married now, but had no issue with that. But my intent for going over to a different race was not right. Yeah. And so when I got there, at the end of the day, a man is a man. And so when I went and got to the white man, and the white man did what he did, girl. I sit over here, girl, let me tell you this story. Another story. Story time.
Okay,
dating a white man. He took me out on a date. And girl, we went everywhere. I should have known something was up. We went to Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, and Atlanta. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Took me everywhere. We went to the movies. We went to dinner. We went, and he was like, you know what? Let's go get a little a movie. We could rent it at the time. It's probably like Blockbuster at the time. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago. It's like, let's go get a Blockbuster movie, watch Netflix, which I guess that would have been Netflix and chill at the time. Still naive. And I'm like, okay, whatever. We have a good night or whatever. Da da da. Moving on. At the time, it was right before we experienced. It was the year after Atlanta had all that snow on the highway.
I remember that. Yes.
And we couldn't. Remember that? And then the next year it snowed, but like we were still on edge about like any type of snow.
Yeah.
So he was working somewhere or whatever. He never texted me back. We would text all day for like 2 weeks. Text all day, call all night or whatever. This particular day, never text back. Never called back. So this is different than the other guy. I think something wrong with him. I literally think something has happened.
Yeah.
I go out of my way. I'm a little black girl. I'm like, okay, I know. I go on his Facebook. I see his sister or something like that. I'm like, hey, I'm just checking to see if, this man was all right.
Yeah.
And she was like, hi, he's fine. He does stuff like this though.
Oh.
I said, she was like, I am so sorry. He does stuff like that. Not too long after that, he was engaged, getting married, and having a baby. And I was just like, To this day, though, if you pass me, it's a square up. I slap the fuck out of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You tried me.
My heart beating, palpitating, and you was just, okay, your sister said you do stuff like
that. Stuff like that.
I have a similar situation. So there's a guy that I'll just say I kind of like him.
Yeah.
Like, he's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Girl, like, we talk, kind of text every day. It was a situation where something got messed up in communication, and I'm like, I don't like how you did XYZ. I can't remember exactly what it was. He was like, I'm going to call you so we could talk because texts get misconstrued.
Oh, love that.
I didn't hear from him for 4 days. And then...
Huh? What are you talking about?
4 days.
What you talking about?
Oh, hell
4
no.
days, girl. The whole time you're looking on my Instagram. You're hearting things. You're trying to keep tabs on me, essentially. But you have not contacted me. And I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to text you. I'm not going to be like, oh, why you said this and you. Because if you say you're going to do something, I'm just going to wait on you to do it.
Facts.
And if you don't, I'm going to move accordingly.
Absolutely.
And again... we spoke about this earlier, just being in a space to where, like, knowing what to give certain men. Like, I said, I'm a lover girl.
Yeah.
You don't deserve all that.
Absolutely not.
So when you talk to me, like, whatever day that was when we talked, I was in Mexico. And it was just like, hey, yeah, what's up? I'm not pressed about what you were doing in that 3-day period, that 4-day period. Because you wasn't pressed about me. If you were, you would have called me. You would have checked on me. You would have texted me. Not just looking at my Instagram like a little boy.
Hey, y'all. Are you enjoying the episode so far? Good, because there's a part 2. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate y'all so much.